welcome to Just My Thoughts. I'm your host Khaleel Ward. On this episode, I'll be talking about Final Fantasy 16, the PS5 game. It's not a full review, it's just quick thoughts on the game and the gameplay. I'm only a few hours in. I think I'm like level 23, so I'm not very far in the game. But you play as Clive, he's the main guy. He seems pretty cool for the most part, has a little personality to him. He is a branded, it's like a person who can do magic. There's a bunch of terms in this game that's familiar with Final Fantasy, but they switch it up. For those of you who haven't played Final Fantasy before, I think this is the game that you should try. This game is more accessible. Like, they strip down a lot of things in terms of the RPG elements of it. It's more of a action adventure game. So you have these icons or summons. They are from previous games. They are big monsters that help you out. So you have like Shiva's the ice monster, Ifrit is like fire, Phoenix is fire. They can help you. But you have these people called dominants in this particular game, and they can host these icons. So they like in their body, and they can bring them out and use their abilities. And that's very different for Final Fantasy. So that's where the big change is. And like, the menu is really simple. Like, there isn't a bunch of options for you to choose from, and that can be overwhelming in like RPGs. Like, I know Final Fantasy 15, when you go to a shop or something, it's so much stuff to buy, and you're like, where do I start? Then there's 800 side quests plus the main mission, and it's just, that could be overwhelming for people. And I think Final Fantasy 16, they focused on the combat and the cutscenes, which are incredible, by the way. But everything else, they were like, let's just keep it simple so people will come in and play the game. Then they have things to make it easier for people who aren't used to playing action adventure games. So there's like amulets you can put on. You can put on 3 of them. I don't know if you get more, but you have one that when you put it on, it does all the crazy combos for you just by hitting the attack button. There's another one, you have like a dog companion, and it can attack on its own if you put on a certain amulet. There's another one that slows down time so you can dodge. So if you're not familiar with action adventures, you can put those on, and it helps you get familiar with the game. There's like little hand-holding things to help you have fun with the game, because once you get into combat and you start seeing the cutscenes and the story stuff start happening, it's really cool. It's really fun. The game feels more like a Devil May Cry, God of War, rather than a standard RPG. It feels even more different than Final Fantasy Rebirth. Like, it's very different in terms of like the movement. You're not controlling the whole party. You're focused on Clive and his actions and his abilities, and it's cool. It's a fun game, and definitely if you've never played Final Fantasy before, this is definitely something you should check out because it is different. If you love Final Fantasy, it still has like the Final Fantasy elements of the music, a guy named Sid, chocobos, you have the magic, but it's just not as detailed as something that's like Final Fantasy 15 with the customization of how you play and how you want to create characters, because you only focused on one character. But Final Fantasy 16 so far, so good, has some crazy epic battles, and it's a lot of fun. But those are just quick thoughts on Final Fantasy 16. Please don't spoil anything in the comments. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Deuces.